Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about the progress I am making in my Marvel journey. Just for those who don't know, I uploaded a video 2 weeks ago announcing that I was going to be starting my Marvel journey because I hadn't seen any of the Marvel movies, only a handful. I've seen the Guardians of the Galaxy ones, I've seen the Tom Holland Spider-Man ones. That's pretty much it. So I was pretty much just explaining how that's me going to officially start it. I'm not watching it in the order, I'm just going to watch it in the order I like rather than the order is recommended. So today I'm just going to be talking about the ones I have seen and telling you what I'm thinking about Marvel and about the movies, how I liked the movies I've seen. So just kicking it off, we may as well start with the Iron Man movies because I've seen all three of them. The first one was definitely my favourite one by far. I thought the first one was way better than the second one and the third one. I mean, yeah, it's just such a good start to the journey, especially, because Tony Stark and Iron Man is such this iconic kind of, you could say the face of Marvel, and it was just so cool to see the start of Iron Man, just to see where he got the idea, being kidnapped and then building the kind of demo Iron Man suit, and then getting back to his place and building the real Iron Man suit. It was just incredible to see it all come together. I thought the second one was okay. I didn't like it as much as the first one or the third one. I'd definitely say the second one is my least favourite out of the three, but it wasn't a bad movie. I just didn't enjoy it as much as the first or the third one. And then the third one, of course, not as good as the first one, but definitely better than the second one. I did really enjoy the third one, and I thought the third one was the funniest out of the three. The first one was funny, but that's not really the reason I like it. I like it because of the actual movie. The second one was also funny, the jokes in there especially, but I think the third one just stood out to me in terms of comedy. I guess now we can quickly run through the two Captain America movies, Captain America Winter Soldier and Captain America the First Avenger. I thought Captain America Winter Soldier was better than Captain America the First Avenger. I didn't really like Captain America the First Avenger, to be honest. I thought it was a little bit boring, and it made me look at Captain America completely differently, because I always saw them as this, this guy who's worked hard to be where he is, and he's trained himself in fighting, and he's trained himself to be worthy of Captain America. But that's not true. He was this scrawny, small little man who got thrown into a machine and came out as Captain America. I just wish that wasn't his backstory, because I kind of just look at him as someone who hasn't really put any work into being Captain America. He's just lucky to be Captain America. However, I did think Winter Soldier was very good, definitely better than the First Avenger. The whole story with Bucky and Bucky fighting Captain America, but then remembering that Captain America is Steve, but then getting brainwashed into forgetting he's Steve. I just thought all that was very good, and I do like Bucky's character. I think it's a very good, well thought out character. Now we can move on to Thor's movies. So I'm aware there's 4 of Thor's movies. I've only seen 3. I've seen Thor, the first one, Thor Dark World, and Thor Ragnarok. I'm yet to watch Thor Love and Thunder, which I'm not really excited for because I've heard some really awful things. But in terms of the ones I have watched, I really enjoyed Thor's first movie, just Thor. I really like the storyline of Thor being banished from Asgard completely, his powers being taken away, and then he kind of learns what it's like to be just a normal human. And then when he eventually does get his powers back, having to go back to Asgard and deal with Loki, I thought that was all very entertaining. Same with Thor The Dark World. I only really enjoyed the second half. It's like a 2-hour long movie. I feel like the first half was just really boring. I think up until Thor saves Loki or breaks Loki out of prison to help him, I feel like that is kind of when I actually started to enjoy it. Other than that, I just thought the first hour was pretty dead. But I think Thor Ragnarok was better than both of them. Actually, one of my favourite ones that I've seen so far of Marvel. I thought it was such a funny movie, especially seeing Hulk in there as well, because that's the first, other than the ones, that's the first time I've seen Hulk in a movie, other than seeing him out of watching the actual movie. It's the first time I saw him in a movie, and I thought it was funny. I especially liked how they introduced him. Obviously, it was my first time seeing him, but I knew he had been in Marvel movies before Ragnarok, and seeing him bust out there and, ready to fight Thor, and Thor realizes and he's like celebrating that it's Hulk, but then Hulk just fights him anyway, and I thought their fight scene was really cool, to be fair. And it's also where we get introduced to Valkyrie, who I know she's in some more Marvel movies. I know that, it's not like I'm oblivious to what's to come. But, yeah, I know she's going to be in some more Marvel movies. And I really liked her character as well. So Thor Ragnarok is definitely the best out of the 3 I've seen. Then Thor Dark World. And like I said, I'm yet to see Love and Thunder, but I'm not hearing good things. Now, I've just realised I forgot to mention Captain America Civil War, just because I watched it after I watched the first Avengers movie, so I guess we'll just talk about that real quick. I thought Captain America Civil War, which is the most recent one I've seen, I thought it was very good. I didn't really like that they were fighting each other, because I like seeing the Avengers as the Avengers. However, if I had to pick a team for me to be on, like who's the more powerful team, I definitely think Iron Man's team was more powerful, no question. I mean, when you look at a team with Iron Man, when he's got War Machine, Black Widow, Vision, Black Panther, Spider-Man, then you look at Captain America's team, you've got Captain America, Ant-Man, Hawkeye, Falcon. However, they do have Wanda, which she's pretty overpowered. But I just thought Iron Man's team as a whole compared to Captain America's team, I thought they were way better. But in terms of the movie and the plot of the movie, it was okay. Wasn't my favourite one, but it was definitely a solid movie. Now, like I already mentioned, I also watched Avengers. I really liked Avengers. Obviously, that's the first time I'm seeing them all together, because I watched all the Iron Man ones, then all the Captain America ones, then the Thor ones, and then I watched Avengers. I haven't seen the Black Widow movie yet, or any of the Hulk movies. The only reason I haven't seen the Black Widow movies is because they come out a long time after the Avengers. And the reason I haven't seen the Hulk's movies is because none of them are Mark Ruffalo. I am going to watch them, but I just didn't feel the need to before Avengers, because that's the first time you see Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. And obviously Hawkeye's not got any movies. He's got a series, which I am going to watch at some point, but again, I didn't feel the need to watch that before Avengers either. But getting back to Avengers, that is like the Marvel movie. Like when you know, now if I get asked what's the Marvel movie, it's definitely going to be Avengers. Just seeing all the Avengers, all the main Marvel characters coming together to defeat Loki, who's kind of the iconic villain in a way as well, other than Thanos, But yeah, I definitely enjoyed Avengers more than any of the. I think Avengers is the best Marvel movie I've seen. A close second would be Iron Man, and then Thor Ragnarok. I think that's my top 3. Avengers, Iron Man 1, and then Thor Ragnarok. Definitely. Now, next on my list is going to be Avengers Age of Ultron, because I believe it's at the end of Captain America Winter Soldier. You see Wanda and Quicksilver for the first time, so I think the next one on my list is going to be Avengers Age of Ultron. And then I think I'm just going to watch the rest of the Avengers movies, and then I'll get into like Hulk and Spider-Man and the Black Widow movies and the series and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's where my Marvel journey currently lays. I am going to continue watching it. I think last time I watched one, Captain America Civil War, I think was almost a week ago now, so I'm definitely going to get back into it. Age of Ultron is the next one on my list. And now I'm out here. Bye.